Hello team, how are you all today? It's Donna here from Homesteading New Zealand with the Blind Knitter. Hope you're all well and ticking along. We're in the midst of change of seasons as everyone else is. Some are coming into summer and are in their spring, and some are coming into winter and in their autumn, which we are. But the weather's been fantastic. As you can tell, I'm still wearing some warm clothes. It's called clothes because it's warm. So yeah, there's the weather forecast for you. My name's Donna. I live in New Zealand. If you haven't seen me before, I am legally blind, but I like to do all sorts of homesteading stuff, crafts, cooking, everything and anything. My farmer man, who you may hear a chainsaw outside, is Mr. Farmer is out there chopping firewood with the chainsaw. He's had a knee injury, so he's just starting to come back on, so he's just going to give himself an hour or so and see how he goes. So we live on our 16-acre block and try and be as self-sufficient as possible, just because I feel like I'm a bit of a greenie. People sort of go, greenie, imagine you're sitting cross-legged doing alms with a pure wool jersey on. Well, I wear the pure wool jerseys and I do meditate, but I think I'm just an average normal person. I like to think I am anyway, but I am legally blind, which isn't normal, and I only have about 5 degrees sight in my field of vision, so 5 degrees is very minimal. It's a bit like looking through a toilet roll, so everything I do is a bit of a challenge. So I take you on that ride. But also in my day-to-day world, I'm a social worker, have been for over 35 years. I've got a degree in psychology, diploma in social work, so I do some counselling and a lot of social work. I have my own business where I've got a team of social workers that go out and work in the community with vulnerable families. It keeps me amused. I've loved social work. As I said, I've been a social worker for 35 years now. I've been really blessed, and I've always wanted to get out of bed and go to my job. I've just been very lucky. And before I was a social worker, I was a Banana demonstrator at Banana, obviously, and I did some dressmaking and crafts and sewing for Banana and selling sewing machines. So before that, even when I was 13 at intermediate school, I don't know what you call it over on the other side of the world, and maybe middle school. So we have primary school and you go there until year 7. And then you go to intermediate, which is 2 years, 8 and 9. No, that can't be right, 6, and so that's 8. You go to college in year 9 anyway, so 2 years in intermediate school and then on to college. Some schools have it all combined, but mine didn't, so it was a separate school. So, so it's daylight saving change today. We had to put our clocks back this morning, so spring forward, fall back. So if you're do that, that's what you've had to do. And so it made me start thinking quite a bit about time. I've achieved a lot in my world, and a lot of it has been through sheer stubbornness, but a lot of it is through time management. So I thought that could be our subject today. But first of all, I have just been doing all my chores. It's Sunday here today. I had a lovely night last night with my sister and brother, came out for tea with their husbands and wife and my niece, and we had a lovely dinner. It was really nice. And my brother lives quite a way away. It's a 9-hour drive, 9-hour drive, Tauranga, and they've got a camper van, so they came down, and yeah, it's been very nice. So today, Sunday, is catch-up mode and rest mode. I try and have a very peaceful day Sunday because I do work 6 days a week, although I didn't do much yesterday, so effectively I've worked 5 days this week, which has been quite nice. But time management is what we're going to talk about. But first of all, I'm going to turn you around and just go through what I've done this morning in the kitchen in preparation for teas this week. What I have found is over summer, Mr. Farmer doesn't get very hungry, and we just fend for ourselves with lots of salads and cold meats, etc. And it's starting to get to the stage where we're needing and wanting bigger, it's more substantial meals. So I thought I'd prep ready for this week. I do a lot of veggie prep on a Sunday or a Saturday for the week, and haven't for a little while because of summer veggies. Still summer veggies, but yeah, I thought I'd prep. So I thought I'd show you that, which I will do. I'm going to turn you around right now and just talk. Oh, there we go. So over here I have my yogurt ready to go for the week. I had half a packet of yogurt left over, so what I've done is I've done it in a jar and put it in some boiling water. I'm hoping it'll work. Last time I did that it didn't, wasn't so successful, but it's better than wasting it. I've got my kefir going here. As you know, I like to have kefir on the go. It's really good for your tum-tum. Over here, I've just cleaned up from prepping and emptied the dishwasher. Look at this. Look at this. I have had a terrible season for carrots in my garden. Really, really terrible season. Hardly any. In fact, pretty much just one. And look at the one. I have peeled some off for some vegetable thing that I've done today, but I suspect it'll be very woody and they're inedible in the centre. But I did peel some off with a peeler. But my gosh, is that not a carrot and a half? So what I've got over here in the fridge where I've done my job, my prepping, is I have, this is new to me, it's called depression salad, and if you Google depression salad you'll get the recipe. I've tasted it, it's very yummy. Now it's just a whole lot of vegetables. I usually almost always have pickled cucumber and onion in the fridge. It's just half malt vinegar and half water, and I've always had that for years. My mother did it, so this is very similar. So it's vinegar, oil, sugar, garlic powder, salt and pepper. What else did I have? Had a lot of sugar in it, but I minimised it a bit. So I have just cut up cabbage, cucumber. I've grated some of that carrot, all sorts. I had a half a white onion in the fridge, so I thought I'd use that up. So it's got white onion in it. I think it'll be very nice with red onion. I had some celery in my garden that I threw in there. Anyway, that's called a depression salad. I hope that should last in here, you know, well over a week, but I suspect we'll eat that. And we've got some leftover ham here we're going to have with that tonight for tea. Leftovers again. Up here I have made my overnight birches. I love bircher. So that basically is just milk and porridge, and I've put some maple syrup in it and a pinch of salt, and they will just thicken up there. And tomorrow I can add my yogurt to it and some fruit if I want, and that will be good. Down in here I haven't cut up the cabbage because I'm not sure what to do with it, and I think we will be eating that anyway. So I've just got it in a bag with a handy towel in it. Take the air out, put a handy towel in, they last for so long. And also, because that was a friend gave me that cucumber out of their garden, I've done the same thing. Got a handy towel in it, taken the air out, and the fridge is going beep, 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 beep. So the only feel I need to do for food next week is pick some tomatoes. I've got cherry tomatoes coming out my ears. So I've got some nice big tomatoes in there to add to salads, or on toast for lunches mostly. And I'll pick some cherry tomatoes to add to salads, or I can put in that with the depression salad. So I'm going to pause you, make myself a cup of tea, and talk about time management. I've been timing myself to do all my chores, and I've got that written down, and I've got myself some notes. So let's go through it and see how we can make our time more effective. See you soon. What happened to you? Did you play with something then? Because I didn't, and you'd gone. Anyway, back. So next one, delegate, share the load. Mr. Farmer and I always make the bed together, even though sometimes we grump about it. It's like, Shall we make the bed? Oh, yes, we'll make the bed. But we share that. We've just always done it. Share the load. You know, can you please do this? And same at work. You know, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, is there anything that someone else can do that's going to be more effective for me? Use automated schedulers like Google Calendar, Calendar Link, and things like Timely, or anything that can be automated so you can share it. So I know my daughter and her family all have a Google Calendar, and they use it to keep themselves on track on what's going on and what's not. So you can change it and add things, but other people in the family will know. I use Google Calendar at work, so try some automated things. Another one is Trello. Trello is great for doing lists and projects, and I quite like Trello actually. It's a very good app and I'm going to talk more about that in sewing, in another sewing podcast that I do later on, because I learned a tip about using it for sewing patterns, which I thought was jolly good. But Trello is a really good one for doing lists and keeping up with things. Choose to be satisfied at the end of the day. So if you go to bed and you feel you've done nothing, you're not going to feel great. If you go to bed and are you on? You are on, just checking, having some technical difficulties. So if you go to bed and you've at least achieved one thing, like emptied the dishwasher, 7 minutes, 24 hours in a day, you know, if you've achieved one thing, then you feel quite good. Even if it's as simple as, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there's a soldier that talks, I think he's quite high up in the military world, talks about making your bed. So if you can make your bed when you go to bed in the evening, you've achieved one thing. You've made your bed, and you're going to go to bed in a made bed. You know, just one thing makes a huge difference to your mental well-being and productivity. The next one I've got is declutter and organise. Now, I've spent the last 6 months really getting into this. So I have sent bags of stuff to the op shop. I've really cleaned out cupboards. Isn't it amazing what you collect? Probably because we've changed our kitchen around, we've done some renovations, we've put in a new door down in the office, and changed our pantry around. So I've been able to actually feel I can get in and really clean out. So lots and lots of stuff gone to the op shop, lots of stuff being put into containers and well, hopefully that'll work. What it said is it came up with something and said that I had to free up some space, so we'll see if that works. Well, that was a lot of technical difficulties. I had to delete a whole lot of apps, do the device care, do all of that, because there was way too much, not enough space to video. I knew it was going to be a long one, but anyway. So where are we up to? Reward self. We're up to that social media. Sorry about this, guys. Separate bags. So blocking. I don't know if chunking. I don't know if you've ever heard of chunking. Chunking's a term done in time management, and it is where you chunk jobs together that make it easier to do all of the jobs. Say, for example, I need to go to town and post a letter, so I immediately think about what are all the shops around that shop, is there anything in there that I need to do this week? Is the chemist there? Do I have a script to pick up? Is the jeweller's there? Do I need to get my jewellery cleaned? Or so chunking is really working things. That's the same in the office. So if you chunk all your emails and notes and small jobs together and chunk them and get them done so that they're out of the way. If you go to the gym, is there anything else around that area that you need to do? Of course I don't drive now, so this has been a bit of a challenge now, but what I always used to do is in the back of my car was have all my different bags for all my different activities. So I would have my gym bag, I would have my belly dance bag, I would have my study bag, and they would all have what I need for each of those things in it. So I didn't have to change bags each morning or think about what I needed to take. It was all in there. And so I still do that now. I still prep and have bags ready for whatever I'm doing on certain days, or have them blocked. But of course I just have to leave them sitting either on the dining room table, which annoys myself and Mr. Farmer, or in my craft room. So yeah, blocking things and chunking things into blocks of time management, so that you know that you're doing this and this all in one block, and you're not running off to do something halfway through and having to come back and stop the job. It's a really good strategy. So plan and prep weekly. So I do, as you know, I do my veggie prep and food prep on a Sunday, and I will really try hard not to give that up, because oh gosh, it's such a blessing during the week when you come home, and especially with daylight saving now, we're going to come home an hour later, it's going to be darker, you know, to come home and just throw veggies in a pot and have that all prepped is just going to, and my breakfasts, you know, get up in the morning and just know I can get a jar of butcher out and eat breakfast and have a healthy breakfast that I don't have to think too much about. I'm usually pretty good with lunches as well, so I have some frozen meals that I've got in the freezer. So I've got a Thai curry and rice, I've got macaroni and cheese, I've got some tomato pasta and fried rice, all frozen. One of the things that I want to do soon, that I learnt from another New Zealand podcaster, is to do your prepared toasted sandwiches and mini pizzas, and I just loved that. So for winter I'm going to do that again, but probably not till I come back from, I'm going to go away on a holiday soon, so you'll hear more about that later. It's, if you've got a big job that you're not looking forward to, there's a book called Eat the Frog. You know, it's how do you eat a frog, one bite at a time. So if you've got a massive job and you're not looking forward to it, or it's just feeling really overwhelmed, just do it one bite. You know, one bite at a time, you'll get that frog eaten. So if you wake up in the morning, get all your small chores done, your little bits and pieces, you empty the dishwasher and all of those things that I've talked about that only take, you know, I think when I added up just doing the dishwasher and the shower and the bed and the washing and wiping the bench down, I think it was about 27 minutes or something. I mean, it's over. Might have even been less, can't remember now. And then you can get on with that frog, you know, doing what you need to do with that frog. It's a really good book if you want to read it, Eat the Frog. Another great saying, and I think I've said this before on here, is motivation never comes when you need it. So if you're looking for motivation to do something, it's not going to happen. It just doesn't come when you need it. The only way you're going to get motivation is if you get either a stress hormone, cortisol, to get you up and do it, which is you get stressed and you do it, or you get dopamine, which is our reward neurotransmitter, our happy drug. Get a dopamine hit, which will make you want more. So either you get stressed, cortisol, get up and do it. You know, too much stress is not a good thing, but we do need stress to get up and do things. Or you have dopamine. So if you don't have either of those, motivation's not going to come. So that's why going to bed knowing that you've achieved is the good dopamine hit that you're going to want more of. And so it'll help keep you going with that. The cortisol, well, that's going to, you know, keep you motivated, but eventually if you have too much cortisol acts like a weed killer in our body, and it dissolves the connections between our neurons, so all of that learning, particularly new learning, disappears. So when we're stressed, and we all say that, you know, when we're stressed my memory's shot, or I don't remember such and such while I was stressed. That's because the cortisol's burnt things off you. So yeah, time management, I think, you know, is critical, and it's been a way that I've managed my life. I've had to, because I like achieving things and getting on with things, but I also am an extreme introvert, so I like real quiet time at home on my own with not a lot to do. I'm a relaxing relaxer. I'm not an active relaxer, so for me getting up and doing things like the veggie prep and things is not relaxing for me, or the veggie garden is not relaxing for me. Relaxing for me is when I'm laying in my bed listening to a book, or when I'm just sitting watching a movie. I'm a relaxing relaxer. Different if you're an active relaxer. So time management is critical, and as I said, Mr. Farmer has said to me recently, well, why don't you give all these things up? And you know what will happen? I know what will happen. I will fill them with other things. That's what I said to him. If I give up all of those things, I'm going to be looking for things to fill them up with. So I might as well do the things that I know, that I've nurtured and that I enjoy, that are fulfilling for me, and not fill it up with new things. The new things is for the learning. This is for learning, not for maintaining. It's not for remembering things, it's for creative. Yeah. Anyway, time management, there we go. I hope that's made sense. I feel like I've really rambled, and I'm so sorry that I've had technical difficulties and it's mucked it up. I'm going to do some crocheting this afternoon. I haven't shown you my work lately, so I am crocheting a jersey. I have shown you this before, and I'm ticking along with it. So it is called a hexagon, crocheted hexagon jacket or jersey. It is done, it's a 6-pointed hexagon, so it looks like this. It's not a square, it's a funny shape. 6 squares, 6-pointed, and then what you do is you put it up against your body, that goes under your arm, and it goes across. So it looks like I haven't done much, but I've actually done the two pieces. So this is where does that go? So I've done both sides. So what I'm doing is I'll do one row, and then I'll do the one row on that one, and then I'll do one on that and one on that, so that I've got the two together. So I'm getting there quite a lot. And time management, this is one of the reasons I thought about thinking about it. I thought, how long does it take me to do a row? A row is one of the 6, so that long. 5 minutes. I thought, if I did a row each morning, this would go along a lot quicker. So I am enjoying it. It's beautiful, beautiful wool. It's very soft. It feels like velvet. So it'll be lovely to wear. I know crocheted. Here's the hippie in me coming out. But I think it'll look really brilliant with a plain white t-shirt and a nice pair of jeans. So I'm quite looking forward to having it actually. Quite excited. I've had a look at hexagon cardies on Facebook and Insta, and got some good ideas. Yeah, taking along with that. So it's coming along quite nicely. And that's about the only knitting. I haven't done any knitting bar this. Now my granddaughter asked me if I could knit some socks / booties for my great grandson, who is 4 months old. And she's very much into wool and things, and I've never really been one for knitting for other people, because there's always an expectation, but it's different when it's with babies. So I am going to make some little socks and booties for my Mr. great grandson, which will be lovely. I'm looking forward to doing that. So I'm going to find some wool today and just have it sitting beside my chair so that I can potter along with those as well. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. So take control of your time, make it effective. You take control, don't let anyone else take control. Do a to-do list, make it a to-done list at the end of the day. Stay focused. If you've got a big job, eat the frog one mouthful at a time. And yeah, chunking, just make sure you just chunk things together. So when I prep my veggies, I bring them all out, prep them all, and then it's done. So I'm not doing 7 jobs in different areas. It's done. If I'm going into my craft room, it's all of that. If I'm going to knit here, it's all of that. Chunking, try and keep everything in some form of order and control. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.